Hi, thanks for joining me today. This is going to be a little flow to give your body a little love, a little self-care. We're going to work on some spinal twisting and a little bit of lateral flexion to just get the body moving and give yourself a little dose of some self-care. So for starters, you can sit either as I'm sitting up on my heels. If you want a little extra support, if you have a yoga block or you can stack up a few books, you can place that underneath the sit bones to give it a little height. You can also do the same thing with a blanket, maybe even a little bit more height with a blanket on top of the block. If this does not feel comfortable for your knees or your ankles, then you can sit in a regular cross-legged seated position. Again, I recommend sitting up on a blanket or even a block to give your hips a little height so you can find a more neutral position for the spine. So take a moment to find that comfortable seat for you. And once you have landed there, bring awareness to the length of your spine. So feel even weight in the sit bones. Think of the crown of the head lifting and lengthening up, widen across your collarbones so that we find this nice neutral position for the spine. You can let the hands rest on the thighs if you're in either position. And then just for a moment, let your eyes close and just take a few moments to just notice how you feel. Notice how your physical body feels, how your energy is today. And give yourself permission to let go of whatever else is going on in your life right now. And as you begin to focus on your breathing, again, just let the other thoughts drop away as you notice each inhale and exhale. As you breathe in through the nose, full breath in. And as you breathe out through the nose, long breath out. And inhaling and exhaling, making that breath the point of your focus right now. Expanding through the torso as you inhale. And then maintaining the length of your spine as you release the breath, feeling the contraction of the muscles as you exhale. At the end of your next exhale, just gently let the eyes open. So we're going to do a little bit to kind of start to warm up through the spine, and a nice stretch for the chest and the upper back. So bring your arms out by your side. As you inhale, reach the arms back, lift the heart and the sternum. As you exhale, bring the arms forward, bring the hands down to the knees, round the spine. And then inhale, bring the arms all the way up and overhead, reach behind you, lift the heart and the sternum. So a little seated cat and cow here. Exhale again, rounding the spine, hands to the knees, round through the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale, lift and lengthen the front of the body, open up, reach those arms back. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, again, rounding all the way forward. And then inhale, opening and reaching and lifting the heart and the sternum. Good, 1 more time. Exhaling. And inhale. And then this time as you inhale, float the arms all the way up. As you exhale, twist to your right. So if you're in this kneeling position, maybe rest the hand behind you on whatever you're seated on. Place the hand to the opposite thigh. If you're seated cross-legged, where you're a little lower to the ground, if the hands reach front and back, you can gently reach the fingertips towards the mat in front and behind. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale again, lengthen up through the spine, untwist, float the arms all the way up. And then exhale now, take your twist to the left. Again, think nice wide collarbones. Think of that nice vertical alignment of your spine. Make sure you're breathing. And again, as you take that next inhale, lengthen up, untwist, float the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the hands all the way back down. And just do a little roll of the shoulders. Our shoulders always need a little extra care and attention. So just a little roll of the shoulders here. And then letting that release, we're going to come to all fours, come to table pose. So whatever you had to sit up on, you can just move that out of the way. If you have yoga blocks, have them at the front of your mat. You may want to use them later. So coming to all fours, spread the fingers wide, wrist under shoulders, knees under hips. Find that nice neutral position for the spine. And then we're going to do that cat and cow now from this position. So as you exhale, round your spine up towards the ceiling. Feel that nice length and stretch from the tip of the tailbone to the base of the skull. As you inhale, let the pelvis tip forward, lifting the heart and the sternum. Take the gaze forward and up, finding your cow pose now, feeling that length and stretch in the front of the body and that activation in the muscles in the back of the body. So keep that going with the breath. Exhale, round to your cat pose. Inhale, let the pelvis tip forward, lengthen and lift out of the shoulders for your cow pose. Again, a couple more times, just moving with your breath. Exhale and inhale. Once again, exhaling and inhale. And then this exhale brings you back to neutral, back to your table pose. Now bring your hands a little bit out in front of the shoulders, press into the fingertips and the base of the knuckles. Make sure your hands are at least shoulders distance apart. Curl your toes under, lift your knees, keep your knees bent, send your sit bones up and back, coming to a bent knee downward facing dog. So again, think of pressing into the fingertips, draw the lower belly in and up. Let the head release. Feel that energy down through the feet and think of the sit bones reaching up towards the wall behind you. Inhale and exhale. And then very gently release the knees down to the mat and curl the toes. We're going to do a little lateral movement here. We're going to do some gate pose sequences. So if you want to turn sideways on your mat, you can do that. So as you come sideways on the mat, if you have a yoga block or even a small stool or chair, place it down to the right end here, or excuse me, to the left end. Let's start on the other side. So we'll bring it down to the left side. So from table pose, extend your right leg directly out to the side. And as you do that, make sure you still have your left knee underneath the hip. So don't go so far that you lose that vertical alignment of this left leg. And then gently walk your hands all the way up. Bring yourself all the way up to the skate pose. So a couple options for the feet. You can rotate the toes so they point forward, which helps to keep the hips a little bit better aligned. If that does not work for your hip, you can always keep the heel to the floor and the toes pointing up, but just keep this body in the same vertical alignment here, the same alignment. You don't want the leg in front or behind you, so directly out to the side. Let your right hand rest on the thigh, release the left arm down. Inhale the left arm all the way up. Lengthen through the left side of the body, and then exhale, reach up and over to your right. So make sure your sternum stays facing forward. Take a couple breaths here. Feel that opening and stretch to the left side of the body. If you'd like, you can gently rotate your gaze down towards the right foot. You can keep your gaze forward, or you can even look up towards your left hand, as long as it feels okay for your neck. Find a position that feels comfortable. Breathe, feel that expansion through the ribs. And then come all the way up, float that right arm up, and then we're going to bring the left hand down to that block, maybe on the higher setting, or again, if you have a stool or a chair, you can always bring your hand all the way down to the mat if you'd like. Bring that right arm straight up and then reach it up alongside the ear. So now we're taking that stretch on the right side of the body. Inhale and exhale. Same thing. You can look down towards the left hand if you'd like. You can keep your gaze forward. You can look up. But again, make it sure that it's comfortable. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now inhale, come all the way up, floating that left arm up to meet the right. Bring the hands together, hands to the heart. Step your right leg in. Come back to table pose. And before we do the second side, again, you can turn back. You can stay this way you were on your mat, or you can turn to face the short end of the mat. We're going to take a child pose. Let the hips release down, the forehead release down to the mat. Again, if you need a little extra support, you let your forehead rest on your block or your stack of books or even your hands. But take a few breaths, breathing into the back of the body. Just inhale and exhale. Another inhale and exhale. And then press into the hands as you take your next inhale. Come back up to that table pose. And we're going to take that same little sequence to the second side. So from your table pose, if you're using that block, move it down to the right end now. Extend that left leg out to the side. Walk the hands back towards you, coming all the way up to your gate pose. And again, option for how you want to have that alignment with the foot. Left hand on the thigh, float the right arm up, reach up through the fingertips, and then exhale, reach up and over to your left. So really think of energy in the feet, press down at the top of that right foot and press into either the sole of that left foot if it's on the mat or the heel if you have those toes turned up. Again, you can do that little movement for the head and neck if you'd like. Just make sure you're breathing. And then bringing the gaze back to center. Inhale, come all the way up, float that left arm up, and then find your support here. Again, you can bring your hand all the way down to the mat if you'd like, but if you want that support, little extra support, hand to the block or your stool, left arm reaches up and then up and alongside the ear. Feel that nice lengthened stretch through the left side of the body. Inhale and exhale. Really feel as you breathe, and we're doing this lateral movement, you really have that opportunity to feel that nice opening and stretch through the ribs there. Inhale and exhale. And then gaze back forward. Inhale, come all the way up, float that right arm up, bring the palms together, bring the hands down to the heart, step that left leg back in. And again, if you're using a support or a block, move that out of the way. Come back again to face the short end of your mat. And now hands in front, curl your toes under, sit bones up and back. Come to downward facing dog with bent knees, or you can pedal the feet here if you'd like. Make sure you're breathing. Nice deep inhales and long exhales. And then come back to stillness in your downward facing dog. Even weight in the hands, little weight into the left heel. Inhale, lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, look towards your hands, step your right leg towards the right hand. If it doesn't get all the way there, just help it forward. Lower the left knee down, make sure your right heel is underneath the knee, press into the feet. Inhale, float the arms all the way up. Reach up through the fingertips, lowest ribs drawing towards the hips. Press into that top of that back foot, all four corners of the front foot. Inhale and exhale, and then gently release the hands down to the mat. You can use that block here if you'd like. Let the left hand rest on the block. Float the right arm up as you twist to your right. Inhale and exhale. And an option if you'd like to take this a little further, you can curl your back toes under, those left toes under, lifting that left heel. Inhale, but keep that foot, that foot and that knee on the mat if that feels better for you. Inhale and exhale. So if you lifted the knee, go ahead and lower it back down. Release that right hand down, left hand to the mat, curl the back toes under. Once again, lift the back knee, step back to your downward facing dog. So you can pedal through the feet. Maybe this time legs straight, let the hips shift a little side to side. And make sure you're breathing. And then once again, come back to stillness. Even weight in the hands, weight into the right heel. Inhale, lift the left leg up. It doesn't matter how high you lift it. Bend your left knee and step that left leg up beside the left hand or behind the left hand. Lower the right knee down and curl the toes. Press into the feet. Inhale, float the arms all the way up. Make sure, again, that left heel is under the knee, maybe a tiny bit in front of the knee, but not behind the knee. Left hip drawing back, press into both feet. Inhale and exhale. And then exhale, release the hands down to the mat. And again, you can use that block or support underneath the right hand if you like. Float the left arm up. Inhale, nice twist here. Inhale and exhale. And again, option if you'd like to take it a little further, curl those right toes under, lift the right knee. Inhale and exhale. And then lower the right knee if you have it lifted. Release the left hand down. Move the block if you're using it. Curl the back toes under, lift the knees. Step back again to your downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Again, knees can be bent or legs straight, or you can pedal through the feet a little bit. And think of doing this really nice and slow. You know, bend one knee, press down through the opposite heel. Take a breath or two, just feel that stretch up the back of the leg, and then switch to the other side. Again, think taking nice, easy stretches here. And then gently release the knees to the mat. Big toes together, bring your knees towards the outside edges of the mat. Hands towards the outside edges, send your hips back towards your heels, come back to a wide knee child pose with the forehead released down. And again, you can stack your hands up for a little bit more support or use a block or a folded up blanket or a towel. But full breaths here, inhale and exhale. And breathe into the back of the body. And then very gently pressing into the hands, come up to your table pose. Bring the knees again back under the hips and just shift the feet off to one side. We're going to do a seated twist. So go ahead. This time we'll all sit cross-legged. So find your blanket or towel that you were using. Come into a comfortable seat. Just inhale and exhale. So let's extend both legs as straight out in front in Dandasana, staff pose. Spiral the thighs inward here a little bit, hands on either side of the hips. Bend your right knee, bring the right foot to the outside of the left leg. Press into all four corners of that right foot. Really find that nice length in your spine. So you can stay just like this with that left leg extended, or bend the left knee, bring that left heel towards the right hip. If that does not work for your hips, then keep that lower leg extended. So whichever variation, bring both hands to the front of that right shin. Inhale, lengthen up, find that nice length in your spine. Then take the left hand, bring it underneath that right knee. Think of drawing the right knee towards the left shoulder. Inhale, float the right arm up. Exhale, backstroke the hand down behind you and gently revolve to your right. Inhale and exhale. So find the shape and then just gently find the rhythm of your breath. As you inhale, think of the spine lengthening. As you exhale, maybe you go just a little deeper into your twist. And this time as you take your next inhale, again, lengthening up through the spine, and then untwist, come back to center. Bring that left leg back out, bring the right leg back out. Just do a little windshield wiper of the legs. Letting the feet, toes just flick side to side. And then come back again to Dandasana, staff pose. So now let's take the other side, left leg, place it over that right leg, find connection with the foot to the mat. And again, you can stay right here with that right leg extended or bring the right heel towards that left hip. Make sure you can still sit up tall on your sit bones. If you find yourself slumping back, then keep that right leg extended. Hands in front of the shins, lengthen up. And then thread the right hand under the left knee, drawing the left knee towards the shoulder, which gives you another opportunity to find that length in your spine. Reach the left arm forward, float the left arm up. Exhale, release the hand behind you as you twist to your left. And as you twist, think of your spine just like a vertical axis, and all you're doing is just revolving your torso around that vertical axis of the spine. So don't tip back or lean side to side. Just think of keeping that even balance on your sit bones. Full breaths in and long breaths out. And then once again, as you take your next inhale, lengthen the spine and then untwist. Come back to center. Bring that right leg out, the left leg out. And again, just do a little flick of the toes side to side. Good. So come off whatever you're seated on. Bring yourself facing the end of your mat. Once again, feet hip distance apart, hands behind the thighs. Inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Once you come down onto your back, keep the knees bent, hands by your side. And then gently draw the right knee in towards the chest. And if it feels okay, you can extend your left leg all the way out. Keep energy in the leg, flexing the toes, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Give that right knee a good hug in. Heavy head, heavy shoulders, heavy hips. And then gently slide the left leg back in. Release the right knee down, right foot down. And now bring the left knee in towards the chest. And then if it feels okay for your body, extend the right leg out. Again, flexing the foot. Inhale and exhale. And then once again, slide the right foot back in, right knee bends, release the left foot down. And now slide one leg out, the other leg out. We'll do just a last little brief relaxation. Place your right hand on your lower belly. Bring your left hand to your heart. Close your eyes. And just take a few moments to notice how your body feels. Just give yourself a little attention, a little reward for taking care of yourself today. Yoga is about self-care. Another full breath in and long breath out. And then gently release the arms down by your side and then float the arms all the way up. Reach to the fingers, point the toes, nice long stretch. Exhale, float the arms down, draw the knees in towards your chest and gently roll over to your side and gently make your way up to a comfortable seat. You can use your blanket or cushion again to sit up on, or your block. But keep the eyes closed for a moment. Maybe once again bring the hands into a prayer position in front of your heart. Bow your head towards your heart. Again, taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for taking a moment for your self-care today. Another long breath in, long breath out. And then very gently, as you're ready, letting the eyes open. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope this helped you to feel a little better in your body, getting a little movement, getting the body moving, the breath moving, just getting some energy flowing through the body is always beneficial. So do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like this video. Check out Grey Horse Yoga. I offer a online Zoom class every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My website info is in the contact and info section below. And I hope to see you sometime soon in the saddle or on the mat. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.